Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt is a weird anime for me. It's a series that works both as an Eastern animation and a Western animation, and what really sells that notion for me is the voice acting. The English dub of PSG is actually pretty incredible. I guess I find it easier to relate since I speak English naturally. I totally see why the Anarchy sisters are indeed sisters. Their conversations are never boring, but they never get too fabricated. There is a sense of realism that you always get from them since they don't hold back any of their vernacular. Granted, their dialogue may take a trip to the toilet from time to time, but that's what sells the show. It's one big potty joke, and you can hardly take the series seriously. It also has one of my favorite OSTs and art styles for anything. Too bad I may never get to see this art style again after that terrible ending. Wait, a fan went out of their way to create a comic series about the second season? Wait, that fan is a nonce and a plagiarizer, and you feel bad for ever supporting them? Oh well, we'll just have to be happy with what we already have. For instance, an anime that has inconsistent animation. One episode, you are treated to a freaking spectacle. Then the other, you just die as it looks like they pulled a Sonic 06 and blew the entire budget on that spectacle. But hey, it's still gonna be regarded as one of the best moments in the series. One of these spectacles is actually one of my favorite anime fights of all time. I think no other moment in the anime tops it. This moment being Panty and Stocking versus Scanty and Kneesocks, and to explain why I enjoyed the fight so much, I want to go over its context, the contrast between the Demon Sisters and Anarchy Sisters that hypes up the fight even more, and then the action, since that would probably be the most important part. Panty and Stocking started going to high school and they made quite the name for themselves. Being the queens of the school is quite the ego boost, but as Donkey said, the bigger they are, the bigger they fall. Bam! Enter Scanty and Kneesocks, the perfect contrast to the Anarchy Sisters. This completely makes them flip their lids. The Demon Sisters got into power seemingly instantaneously because they are indeed the mayor's daughters. They garnered the respect of the entire school because they were able to instill some sort of martial law. PS didn't take too kindly to that. It kinda crumped up their style to see their polar opposites showing them off like this, so they confronted them and got owned. They did this twice. The second time they didn't even instigate. The Demon Sisters were trash-talking them right in their vicinity about why they were so much better than them and more deserving of the respect of everyone. The Anarchy Sisters then get sent to the Gulag, which is basically the place people go if nobody likes them. Hey, even Brief is with them. Then, a ghost that they met at the beginning of the episode, sorry for not mentioning that, showed them why the Demon Sisters even wanted to attend the school in the first place. They were running a ghost factory. After this got discovered, SK made one of my favorite entrances to any fight ever. This strut tells you everything you need to know about Scanty and Kneesocks, and why they are the Anarchy Sisters' polar opposites. I wanted to leave out personalities and stuff so I could talk about them in this section. So, as we know, the Anarchy Sisters got kicked out of heaven for their sins, and to atone, they exorcised ghosts. What were these sins for those who haven't watched? Well, Stocking, it was her gluttony for sugar. For Panty, on the other hand, well, let's just say she really liked doing activities with a lot of people. These two are an exaggeration of the worst parts of people. They act abrasively towards the guy that just wants to help them out. They're probably only exercising ghosts for their own benefit and not for the people in the city. They are messy and have no etiquette whatsoever. They are definitely not good people, and it was definitely a clever move to make them angels. It shows us as viewers that even though one may appear to be the best of people, they can very well be the worst. Then, we get the Demon Sisters, who I am so heartbroken over the fact that they became your run-up-the-mill incompetent monster of the week villains. They juxtapose everything about the Anarchy Sisters. They are indeed Tsugumi's ideal women. They are refined and elegant with everything they do. They talk fancy, dress fancy, strut fancy, try to make everything fancy. That prevents Panty and Stocking from being who they really are, and they certainly won't stand playing puppet to these two girls who clearly need to get knocked off their high horse. They also differ from the Anarchy Sisters because they actually have some form of moral code. You see, even though they instilled that martial law onto the school, it was for the benefit of the students. Kneesocks actually said that they wanted everyone in the school to be healthy, and at the end of the fight, they got hella mad at the Anarchies for basically not giving a single damn for Brief when they held them hostage. Still, despite their somewhat good intentions, it doesn't stop them from being prideful and flaunting on the Anarchies, so of course, a fight was brewing. As you remember, I said that this anime pulled a Sonic 06 in terms of putting high effort into some animations, and then, as a result of that, you get other lesser quality animations. But I also said that the higher effort animations are spectacles. Let me tell you why this fight is such a sight to behold. So much crazy crap happens, but I want to build up to that. Let's start off with the fact that Arkham Knight clearly stole notes from Panty's diary. For the first time in the anime, we get to see Panty dual-wielding her pistols, and because she is doing this, her hidden ability of being able to turn them into a much more powerful gun is unleashed. I kinda wish that they innovated more with Stocking's weapons too, but they made up for that, and I'll explain later because I want everything to flow nicely in order. The part that sold the fight for me was after the mini brawl in the Demon's Factory. Panty and Scanty's brawl in the toilets. First, we get the witty standoff, and then the collision of bullets sparks off a true testament to animation. Stockings and Kneesocks tornado into the hallways, clashing their blades against each other, then summoning their vehicles to bring in an incredible car chase. They're able to blend 2D and 3D animation so well to show how destructive and erratic this fight is. Panty and Scanty running through the bathrooms, constantly taking fire at the other. It's so clear in their emotion that they just want the other to fall. Then they switch things up with some amazing hand-to-hand combat and some slapstick toilet humor, because why not? They'll do anything to win at this point, even if their methods are a little dirty. Grabbing hair, stuffing the other into a toilet or urinal, this fight knows exactly who its characters are. The Anarchy Sisters have brought the Demon Sisters to their boiling point. Even in the vehicle fight, Stocking had to poke Reef in the butt so that he could inch the car ever so upwards so that it could ram the roof of this limousine to oblivion, and as a result of that, windows are shattering from the sheer scale of this fight. Then, this scene. So before, Panty and Scanty were running through the bathrooms and were letting shots fly. Well, let me tell you, this fight supplies us with yet another scene like that, but even better. Just so you know, I'm pretty sure, just so you know, I'm pretty sure this entire sequence is 2D animated.
Why won't you die?
Look at that. It's just amazing what heights they brought this fight to, and it doesn't even have to delve into the realms of interplanetary destructive levels. They made full use of the environment they were given to bring us such an eruptive and legendary fight that is not talked about enough. This is on the levels of some of the best fights in anime, animation-wise, because of how it built itself up in such a simple way. By creating that simple contrast, a dynamic was formed between the angels and demons, which slowly escalated into a very explosive finish after a clash of personalities. I'm just so disappointed that after this point in the anime, we really didn't get anything to compare to it. I was so hyped through and through when I was watching, but nothing could top this. That's okay though, because at least I'm able to come out here and salvage something. Something magnificent. And something that will definitely go down as one of my favorite fights in anime. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want me to go over more stuff like this, then please ask. But at the moment right now, I got a Genshin video to motivate myself to work on. I gotta watch all of the Nagatoro anime and review it at the same time as reading the manga again. Write up the script for a 30-minute horror movie that I watched, that I found on an anime website out of nowhere. Make sure that the profile pictures I commissioned are going smoothly, and plan a birthday party. Hambagashle, and have a good week.
Woo, damn, hurry, woo. Diamond me flurry, woo. Taking my money, woo. Woo, yeah, hurry, woo. Diamond me flurry.